Hello and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Erich McElroy. Good evening, everyone, and happy December 15th.
Happy December 15th.
It's a happy day. 10 days till Christmas. It's very exciting. If you're into that sort of thing, welcome to Comics Solving Problems. We are two comedians who endeavor on this bi-weekly show to solve your problems. That's kind of our shizzle. So we're here to do that. Whilst we are doing that, you can send us your problems. You've got our Twitter handle things there. You could go to the YouTube channel, which is kind of our main place to chillax, hang out, chat with people, and watch us solve problems throughout the next 30 or so minutes. And if at any point you enjoy seeing two comics attempt and fail to solve problems over this little period of time, especially because we're both now in Tier 3. I've joined you in Tier 3, Steve.
Yeah, ouch.
My will is of midnight tonight, so I'm heading to the pub after this for one last round. If at some point you do enjoy us and you think, I'd buy these guys a drink if they didn't live in Tier 3, you can send us a drink with the little Ko-fi link that's there, and it accepts all currencies. Did you know that, Steve?
I still don't believe that you say it, so therefore, if anyone would like to donate any currencies they could think of to prove me wrong, because people love to prove people wrong.
I just want to say, if you're out there in Canada with your funny money, feel free to chuck some of it in there wherever you are. I don't know why Canada came to mind, but they are the most ridiculous. And that's basically it. That's how it's going to work. We're going to put the problems up, and then we're going to solve them, but not really. Simple formula.
Sounds good. All right.
Yeah. So, Steve, you want to take us out?
Yeah, I reckon I got a problem for you, and it is the problem that you alluded to about you being in Tier 3, about people being in Tier 3. It's all a bit of a mess. We can see this headline, pressure mounts on the UK government to revise its COVID-19 Christmas rules, because I think they might have absolutely screwed it. Things aren't going well. People are having to be thrown into Tier 3, tighter restrictions just in time for when they promised, you could go and hug your relatives. Oh, they've messed this up badly. There was one of the ministers, Stephen Barclay, today said that Britons should do the minimum if they visit family over Christmas. And if by that he means don't help with the cooking, the dishes, and just sit there on the sofa eating Quality Street, yes, mate, I am way ahead of you. I have been COVID compliant for decades now.
Years.
So good at it. I'm like health and safety personified. So this is the mess that we're in. And then there was an announcement yesterday saying that there was going to be this tier, a rejig of the tier structure. As you say, it comes in from tonight, kind of technically tomorrow morning. And just to scare us into place, they talked about the new strain. Coronavirus. It's got a new strain spreading in the UK, has mutations. This new strain is new, improved, and more easily spreadable. It's like margarine. They've managed it spreads straight from the fridge. That is a fact that I've just made up. And here's the side note: there are loads of new strains of coronavirus. It's been slightly mutating all of the time. And some experts think that the increased rate is more likely to do with super spreader events than it's somehow being more contagious than an already really contagious virus. But there's nothing quite like saying you're going to have to go into Tier 3. Oh my God, you're terrible. Don't blame me. Look at the new virus. Look at the new virus. So I think there might be a slight bit of that's happened.
Yep.
It does mean that, so you're going to be moving into Tier 3 as well. It's not fun. Letters from Tier 3 over here. Not a lot you can do. Pretty damn boring. It does mean, though, interestingly. So, are you in Tier 3 because you're under the Greater London bit that's covered by Tier 3? Yeah. Interesting that the same day that London goes into Tier 3, parts of Essex and Hertfordshire do. No one's really mentioned. I've been talking about the Essex stuff a lot because I've been broadcasting there this week. But no one's really mentioning that because what's the real difference between London and those places, Essex and Hertfordshire? I mean, from my untrained ear, you all sound like Cockneys. And basically, the only difference is theatre. As far as I can work out, the only big difference is that London's theatres are devastated to close again under Tier 3 restrictions. And if ever you want someone to be way too upset about something, find someone who works in the arts. So, to find someone who's really upset about it, we're now joined by an actor. Hello.
Hello, love.
So, how did you feel when you heard the news?
My heart was pierced by the dagger of news, rending open the arteries of my hopes and dreams. The theatre, once the crucible of life, love, and all human emotion, now lies dormant, bereft in the insipid dark of Tier 3.
Right. What do you think it's going to do to the industry?
She clings to life. The reverberations of each heartbeat languish, as if to speak of their finality. Tier 2 or not Tier 2? That was the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of not paying your freelancers, or to take Rishi's money. But now, ask not for whom the bell tolls, lest it tolls and tells you the interval is over.
And has this impacted your career?
Oh, me, love? No, I've been resting for decades.
And why are we not surprised? Thank you very much for joining us, a pretentious artist. So yeah, good times for everyone. Welcome to Tier 3. Yay! I'm throwing you a party, but we can't.
Studied the dramatic arts as my degree while you were studying your frivolous chemistry. I think that was pretty spot on. Pretty good.
Yeah, you were qualified to do that. I
was qualified to do that. You had to use all. See, I would have been able to do it using myself and my own body as a temple. I wouldn't have had to use that CGI shit that you do. So I'm like old Star Wars. You're like the shit Star Wars.
Okay.
But still good.
I'm
but
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah. It was a little Jar Jar Bing. That's all.
It was a little Jar Jar. I'll give you that.
But you made your head smaller, which is kind of, I like you with that. You squished your head.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Look, I know I have a large head, but let's not head shame here.
I mean,
I can't believe we've managed to...
Normally you have a massive fucking head.
We've managed to go one step beyond body shaming. Head shaming.
Because your head is your body. Anyway.
Yeah, it is when I act.
Well done. Yes, it's good to be in Tier 3. I feel like we're closer. I feel, because we are apart through this show. This keeps us connected. We have not seen each other physically very much over the last 9 months.
Yeah. I mean, on this, look at this. We're web flipping chatting all the time. And now we are doing what? Tier 3. We're living the Tier 3 life.
We're living the Tier 3 dream.
Yeah.
This is the dream. This is the way. So we're late. We weren't late. There was a technical problem with the internet. It's a Tier 3 thing. The firewall's much stronger.
Yeah.
So that's what Exquisite Tenderness has said, and said something about Santa that I'm not allowed to say as a broadcast journalist.
Broadcast journalist.
Come on, Steve. What is the one rule that will get you fired from the radio?
Yeah, it's actually that. Who would have thought that? I mean, there are cases of Victoria Derbyshire and what's his name, Nockety on Radio 4 pronouncing Jeremy Hunt's name wrong, totally getting away with it. You drop that bomb, totally get away with it. You drop the S-bomb to do with that S.
Or a lack of an S-bomb. Or no, a real S-bomb.
Get you fired.
Yep.
Mark says, good evening, Steve, and good evening, Eric, from your loyal listener. First-time caller, long-time listener.
Mark, you can watch us. You don't have to just listen.
No, I don't blame him. Look away. Protect your eyes.
You won't know what we're talking about with the head thing. Let's see. Exquisite Tenderness says not Canada, which means you've got lots of money then.
Yeah. And Wales is a problem. Don't you diss my people. For I am genetically Welsh. I am a 16th Welsh.
Chris says, good evening. Living the dream in Nottingham tonight.
Yes.
What tier is Nottingham?
Probably Tier 3, I think. Lots of Nottinghamshire is. And
I've seen how they get. I've done gigs in Nottingham. The stags and hens that come into Nottingham. Yeah. It is the central place. So obviously it's a super spreader. Most
viruses live there because it's cheaper housing. But yeah, I saw on Facebook earlier that Chris was in Nottingham. I was like, yay, my home county. Nice. Say hi to the massive sundial in Sutton and Ashfield if you get near it from me. Key mutations. Does that mean that it can unlock doors now as well? It's coming for you. New strain, key mutations. I love how they use the word mutations to scare us. That really is a Project Fear thing. There's a new strain and it's got mutations. Yep, all strains caused by mutations. Calm down.
When I got a new strain is when we were mandated to do an hour of exercise every day.
Nice. It's a flipping joke.
Put some money in the tin there, kids.
So let's flash that up. He did a joke.
That doesn't happen every show.
A pun. Proper pun. It works on one
over
level.
Milton Jones. Move over Gary Delaney. There's a new queen in town.
Hey.
Don't know why I went so camp with that. Congratulations to Exquisite Tenderness. Their local town market is back today. So did you Is that allowed?
I don't know. I tell you what, I walked through Romford Market recently. That opened up last
Dear
week.
God.
Yeah.
Is it just used car parts?
Romford Market is right next to B&M Bargains and home stores. So Home Bargains. Of course.
Tell the difference?
Yeah, I don't think there is a difference, but I don't mind. I'll go in either.
There we go.
Mark says the difference between London and Essex is that Essex girls don't close the car door before sex. God. I really feel like I'm slightly worried we might teeter on the edge of Essex girl jokes, because if we were web streaming in the 90s, we'd get away with that. We can't afford to get cancelled. We have no work.
I wouldn't want to do Essex girl jokes because they're too easy.
Oh God.
2 jokes.
Oh God. Two jokes. Oh, dear.
I had to say that. That's comedy law.
Yeah,
Come on.
That's true. Mark says, lovey method. I know. I was acting. Let that one get inside your noodle for a while. Look at this. This is actually probably the best message. Exquisite Tenderness on Twitter says, when's the mask report back? Nice, because it's a pun. Also, a bit of a diss to this show, isn't it? Watching this one going, when's the other one coming back? No. Focus on this. This is what we're doing.
This one, we don't have to follow those BBC commissioners.
Yeah. Oh, we would, if they were interested.
Please, God, take us away from this. No. This will never end.
Yeah. Oh, this is permanent. Yeah, this is now our thing. Mark says Nottingham is also great for real ales. Yes, just a shame you can't go in pubs. What a terrible time to visit a place that's well known for its alcohol. Nottingham city centre itself is known for its lace, so you could still have a fun evening in. Just saying.
Oh. Different kind of fun.
Yeah. Right, keep the messages coming through. The Twitter things are on screen. You can see the message if you'd like to chuck a couple of quid in our pot. It would be very much appreciated. But as the time ticks on, it's time to get another problem solved by Mr. Erich McElroy.
Yep. And I have to get myself ready for this one. How good does it feel, Steve? This is a problem I haven't felt for a while. I would imagine many of us haven't felt for a while. How does it feel to be winning so much? Because that's been, Donald Trump's whole thing over the last 4 years is that, you're going to have me around, you're going to get sick of winning. Well, I have to say, Donald, after election night, finally coming around and watching the popular vote creep up more and more, you're right, I'm not tired of winning. I'm not tired of winning at all. And then yesterday, we got this beautiful headline. The Electoral College confirms Biden's win. Am I happy, Steve? Am I happy?
Are you happy?
Yes, I am happy, Steve. Look at me. Look how happy I am. Look at this. Woo! Woo! Woo!
He's got props.
Good balloons. Look at that. I was going to try and make them drop from above, but I could not figure out how to do that. But
X Factor style. Nice.
It is fucking in the bag. It is official. This is constitutionally the moment where Donald Trump, he'll still complain, but it doesn't really matter because he's lost the court cases, lost 60 court cases. The Republicans, it's a glorious moment. It's the popular vote. It's the electoral vote. I've got like a dozen balloons here. It's a beautiful fucking day. Now, the Republicans, I don't want to gloat.
But you are doing.
I do. The Republicans are a little upset about this. They're starting to do some look at how did this happen? Lindsey Graham, who's a big defender of the president, he had this to say on Fox News.
There's two threats to conservatism: mass mail-in voting, unverified, and social media companies, unregulated, unable to be sued when they take down the content of conservatives. Social media companies and mail-in voting will destroy conservatism if we don't push back.
That's right. The only things that went against them in this election is that more people voted and social media companies wouldn't let them spread their fake news and lies.
Damn it.
So as long as they can hold back people voting and they can keep lying to the people that they do allow to vote, they should still be able to win. Oh,
so
such
close.
A simple formula. So close. Now, the electoral result hurts so much. The electoral result, so I can't say it. I'm so excited. The electoral result.
No, still can't do it. It's all right. We'll take it out in post.
The result from the Electoral College.
Well, that's easy for you to say.
Hurts so much.
Yeah.
Because last time, Trump won by a landslide. This is the figures that we had last time. He won by 304 to 227 to Hillary Clinton. Now, we all know about the whole popular vote thing, but the popular vote is not what matters. That's why yesterday was so significant. But the thing is, Trump often says that he won by 306 electoral votes. But that's not actually true, because when people do the electoral vote, they actually can do, they can be called what's called a faithless elector. And they can say, you're supposed to vote for Hillary or you're supposed to vote for Trump, but they can choose their conscience and vote for someone else. And 2 people did that last time, even though they weren't supposed to. This time around, here are the results. 306 to 232. Because there weren't any faithless electors, Biden actually got the real number of electoral votes that Trump has been claiming all this time. So he lost the popular vote again, and then the golden 306 that Trump's been bragging about over the last 4 years, he didn't even achieve that. It just hurts. So much hurt. Now, what's great is because this is such an official day yesterday, it's just much harder for people to deny the reality of President-elect Biden. Fox News, this happened.
Weeks.
Geraldo.
We have litigated this for 6 weeks. Twice
We
the
have more
Supreme Court of the
questions
United
than ever
States
before,
have rejected
Geraldo.
it, 9-0, including all 3 Trump
That's not
associate
correct.
justices.
But Geraldo, I
You
think
have
the
to
question
stop
is,
this.
Geraldo.
When Geraldo Rivera is the voice of reason saying, stop this, they are tearing each other apart. So Trump has lost the Electoral College by more votes. Well, lost the popular vote. He's losing the Electoral College and not even getting the same run-up because he's got Joe Biden's getting more votes than he did there. Fox News is starting to slip away. Now, these electors, they're not elected officials. They're chosen by the party. So once you win a state, you choose, and you usually choose people who've been contributors to the party or significant players in party politics within each individual state. Some of the electors that were chosen. Let's go see who was chosen for New York.
The United States begin. We may now proceed to voting. I now invite President Clinton and Secretary Clinton to cast their ballots.
Woohoo! Bittersweet revenge. Hillary Clinton gets to cast one of the electoral votes that will get rid of Donald Trump as president of the United States. Just rubbing it in. Just rubbing it in. Here's the moment that she dropped in her vote into the little voting box. Boom. Look at that. You see the way she just flicked it in? She didn't just drop it. She dropped it. And we were, Steve, able to get exclusive audio of what she said at the moment she voted. Fuck you. Sounds just like her, doesn't it?
Yeah, good impression. Best one you do.
It wasn't me. What are you talking about? So, lost the popular vote. Trump's lost the Electoral College. Hillary Clinton voted against him. Fox News has slipped away. McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, he actually admitted today that Biden is the presidential-elect. But what's the worst? What's going to be the worst sting of this, Steve? It's not even going to be Melania. It's probably not even going to be Ivanka. That's acting.
Oh, is it?
Digital effects.
That's what it is. Prop work and acting all in one. Nice.
Yep. It's good.
We can get stuck in, get some messages and tweets involved in this. Right. And you can subscribe to the thing while we're doing it. Where do we get to? Ginger hair is a mutation, says Exquisite Tenderness. Surely everything's a mutation. Without being harsh about this, we're not still the amoeba that walked out of the sea, or everything is a mutation since the start of evolution.
What, are you saying we're now going to have to stand up for COVID rights then?
Yeah, I'm a ginger advocate. Hey, look, with this beard, I'm a ginger advocate. Look at that. Look at that beauty.
Identifies COVID.
Let's have a look. I'll take your word for it. I'm a non-drinkist. They do a nice lemonade in Aldi, though. You've been into an Aldi in Nottinghamshire. That is like top-end shopping where I'm from.
Yep, that's a bit rough, to be honest. I don't understand that question. Why is Gemma Collins always hungry?
It's an Essex girl thing. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I think the next one's also probably on that same topic.
Okay, we'll move on to Mark's comment then. 15p a gallon.
For your lemonade? Okay, so you're not buying the bargain basement one.
Good price. You like my balloons? Thank you very much.
Yeah. Nos balloons. When Fox News are announcing Biden's win without moaning, you know Trump is orange toast.
Or that's not going to be nice. It's going to be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the load? I suppose that might be low hum noise started after the balloons. Is it gone now? It is. It's the compressor that's on Eric's mic. You went really quiet after your balloons.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, because you banged the balloons on the mic. And
Oh.
it's the thing. Sometimes before the show, if Eric's typing, the noise of the typing just it cancels out.
It's a nice keypad. It lights up.
I think it's more that it's on the same table as the mic and just absorbs that sound. What you need is like a mouse like mine, silent mouse, so you don't hear it during the show. Here, is it clicking? There you go.
Silent mice.
Nice. Didn't click it. Is Eric doing a bit of method? Yes, it's flipping acting. It's so much acting that really you should be contributing to the arts.
No digital effects here, bitches.
All acting. Non-stop, 24-hour.
Acting.
Victoria says, I'm not sure Trump is a mutation, or maybe he's an extreme mutation. Yeah, I mean, the orangeness, I suppose, could be derived from some sort of pigment issue.
I would say he's an abomination.
Hey, nice. Keep the messages coming through. We've got them all over the shop here. We've got some tweets to have a look at and all that business. But before we get in there, which one do I need to turn off? There we are. Ready for another problem?
Bring it.
Bring it. This is an update to a problem you did last week. You can go back and watch the show from last Thursday. We talked about Kay Burley getting in trouble. Sky News reader had to take some time off from Sky News because she went out and had a 60th birthday party. Go and see the clips and all the rest of it. It's all on our YouTube page. Ta-ting! Got an update for you. She's still in the news. Kay Burley is apparently on the hunt to try and work out who leaked the story. That was the thing. It was someone she worked with that leaked the story to the press about her going off and going to two restaurants and a house party because of her 60th. And I wrote a little thing about this for The Independent. Here's some self-plugging. I wrote one of those little indie voices pieces saying that celebrity rule breaking, it's not new, but hosting lockdown parties is different to throwing a TV out of a window. Look, it's got my little name down the bottom. That's nice, isn't it? Little, yeah. Mention Scotch eggs as well. That's nice. And look, celebs, it's a different world these days, isn't it, really, that celebs are in? And I don't think I was too harsh to them in the piece that I wrote. I was mentioning how, you know, that maybe Kay Burley, should have known the rules because she would have read them out every 15 minutes on Rolling News. Whereas Rita Ora probably didn't have the same accusation put against her because she's a singer, and as far as I know, she never did a raunchy song called Rule of Six. So there's less reason to think that she should have known what was going off. But I don't think I was too insulting in there. I pointed out that Rita Ora, singer having a 30th, went to a restaurant, whereas 60-year-old newsreader goes to two restaurants and a house party. Well done, Kay Burley. You are out partying Rita Ora. Excellent work. But then, for some reason, I did a few jokes in there. What were some of the other jokes in there that I did about the fact that that if you are the kind of person, if you work in an industry that is synonymous with having puppies in your dressing room and having someone to fetch your drink for you, you're going to start to feel that you are a little bit better than everyone else. And it's not even celebs' fault, because if you look at things like Mastermind versus Celebrity Mastermind, the questions are dumbed down so much on the celebrity version that if you are a celeb, you're going to think that you're cleverer than everyone, you're better, you're more entitled. Next thing you know, you're popping down and having a birthday party. So I thought I'd check in to see what Kay Burley was up to, and she blocked me on Twitter. This is like when you got blocked by Donald Trump, but somehow worse.
Okay.
I got blocked by Kay Burley just because I wrote a little, the Independent tweeted it out, and the next thing, how on earth did she even see it? I mean, okay, she does have a lot of spare time on her hands, but I can't believe I got blocked. It's so, oh my days.
Did were you following her before?
No, I wasn't following her. So but I wanted to read her tweet. That she'd been tweeting about how she wasn't suspended, but she was agreeing to take time off. So I thought, I'm actually going to have a little look to see if she's tweeted anything. I'm blocked. I've been blocked by Sky News. Now where am I going to get my Sky News from? I mean, the actual TV and everyone else who works there, and also the BBC does a great job. But, Kay, what's happened? We've spoken on this show, even last week, saying so many nice things about her.
Yeah,
now I'm blocked.
I think she was fit.
Blocked by the Kay Burley. But I think my main point in that article, even though now I feel all upset about it, is still true. That when it comes to the way that rock stars used to break rules versus modern day celebs, it's a bit different. To really get into this, I'm joined by an aging rock star. Hello.
Hello, Steve.
So it's basically the same thing though, isn't it? Celebs have always been breaking rules.
No, I think it's different. Like, when we were breaking the rules, back when we were on tour, it was a performance piece. Like when Hendrix set fire to that guitar or we set fire to that drum kit, it was art. It was also because we didn't like that drummer. But, you know, we were holding up a mirror to society saying, no, we don't have to stick to your rules.
That's pretty much what Kay Burley did, actually.
Yeah, but we weren't keeping it secret. Right? These days, if you throw in a TV out of a window, you can do that on your own. Back when we were on tour, they had cathode ray tubes in it. You know, sometimes we'd have to call reception and get them to come up and help us lift it. So people knew, and we weren't hurting anyone. Apart from that bloke who was hit by a TV that time. And the drummer was in a bad way for a while.
How did you celebrate your 60th?
Oh, nothing special. Just a night in, shooting up some narcotics. But nothing dangerous, you know. I didn't go to a restaurant.
How times have changed. Thank you very much for joining us, an aging rocker. I think we learnt something there. Oh, God. Mark on the comments already says, Bonnie Tyler is looking rough. Boy.
I think we also learned that you do not do drugs, because no person who does drugs just says, I was staying in doing some narcotics, I believe. Least druggy person. I mean, I am not very druggy. But that's a whole new level of like you could have said some smack or something, like just saying shooting up. You don't have to actually say, it was a class of narcotics that we studied at school.
I actually spent quite a lot of time on that little bit of the script because I didn't want any words that I would get in trouble on other social medias for broadcasting. Because on one of them I've now tipped over to the slightly more approved account because I've got enough followers and they are very hot on getting rid of anything that could be in trouble. So I thought shooting up narcotics might be the one thing that I can actually say.
Couldn't you just shooting up?
Yeah, I still wanted to water it down though by
or a party with some needles. You could have been talking about getting the vaccine.
It could have been, yeah. Brit says, surely going for a shit can never be classed as out partying. Was it a full number 2 for the second visit to the restaurant?
Well, yeah, whoever told on her, if they knew that level of detail.
Yeah.
I wonder if she outed herself as breaking the rules.
Or she's just very loud in the toilet.
That's true. She's very aggressive.
One of those things where she still keeps chatting through the cubicle wall, but you can tell by the tone of voice. So anyway, I was saying that we might have to go to our back to mine later. Okay. Yeah.
That's why generally if I'm talking to somebody while I'm having a poo, I feel like it's better if they're on the phone because then I can mute them during the more, the rougher parts.
Yeah, but with FaceTime, they can still see you. You're muted, but for some reason they have to work out, why is his face suddenly gone red?
Yeah. That's why when we're outside of this show, Steve, we've never done a FaceTime conversation, have we?
No.
Because I'm usually having a shit.
I don't even speak to people on the phone in the toilet because it's too echoey. Don't be on the phone in the bathroom. The acoustics are all wrong.
Well, you haven't been able to tell when we've been talking. So, Lynn has said, loved you before the beard, Steve. I love you more now. I know your ginger roots.
There's the ginger roots. And up the front, the grey ones, because life is too stressful.
Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with the grey. Yeah. I didn't just lay my face down in some flour before this, or some narcotic-type drugs.
Shooting up some narcotics really ages you. Lynn says, hashtag mute the plops. Yeah, don't be on the phone in the toilet. What are you doing? When you get a depth charge one that just hits water, doesn't hit ceramic, just boom. You got to meet that.
Splashback's problem there. Mark has done our fact checking for us. Some facts about red and ginger hair.
Yep.
Redheads don't go gray. They can produce their own vitamin D. Redheads need more anesthetic than others. They're traditionally funny.
Can produce their own vitamin D. Hang on, we can all produce our own vitamin D. Yeah.
Don't question Mark the fact checker.
Just saying, all humans can produce vitamin D, but gingers would produce more of it. And every other animal other than humans and the apes don't need to eat vitamin C. They can produce their own. And yet that's why we have to eat vitamin C. Us and the chimps love an orange. Fact.
Orange. Ginger. Right. Do we need to do more comments?
Yeah. With FaceTime...
We've done 2 stories so far.
It all depends on the face being shown, surely. Oh, God. There's some cheeks involved there.
That's true, yeah.
And where else did we go up to? Kay should have shit in the street. Oh, did a Paula Radcliffe. Now, that wouldn't have ended her career. Good point.
Yep. There we go. Right. I feel like we gotta do another story because it's already half past. Let me just remember what the story is. Yes.
That could help.
Steve.
Yep.
Whatever happened to Baby Jane?
I feel like this is not surprise. This is no time to do a child support agency surprise on me. What?
Now, I don't mean the 1962 American psychological thriller film produced and directed by Robert Aldrich and starring Bette Davis and Joan Collins. What I mean is not somebody necessarily named Baby Jane. What I mean is this person. See if you remember this voice.
Thank you so much.
Do you know who that is?
Terrifying. Is it Nightmare on Elm Street? Is this what we're doing?
It's Sarah Palin herself. She's come out of Alaska and she's back and she wants revenge. Yep, she's been campaigning in Georgia for the 2 remaining Senate races that are going on there. You know, she's been out of the public spotlight for a while. She's not a governor anymore. She's up there in Alaska. Maybe she's had some time to grow as a person and change and develop as a political persona, a political voice. She's still a youngish woman in politics. Let's see how she sounds.
Thank you so much for caring and for being in the arena, for walking the walk, not just talking the talk about activism. You wouldn't be here if you weren't active in this mission, in this cause. And the cause is to save Georgia, to save the Senate, to save America.
She has not changed one bit. That is a fucking mixed bag of metaphors, and it's like being in the arena. It's like walking the dog. It's like scraping the barrel, which is what it is when you bring Sarah Palin back out. It's just word salad. It's an incredible thing to watch. She's got to bring some God into it, of course, which she does here.
And we all ask God to heal our land. We ask him that anyway, even anticipating a victory. But asking God to heal our land.
If you ever met anyone that starts sentences without knowing where the sentence is going to go, it is Sarah Palin. She's just like, we're going to ask God to heal our land. And why is he going to do that? I don't really know. I just know that there's the land and we want to heal. All right, Sarah, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. Why do you want to heal the land?
Asking God to heal our land, meaning not just geographically and geology-wise, but people-wise, heart-wise.
Not geographically or geologically or even geometrically. Then she just starts saying words of things that she can see, people-wise and heart-wise. I'm thinking, where have I heard this sort of visual word representation before? And then I remembered.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
All I'm saying is Sarah Palin and Donald Trump never in the same place at the same time.
Good. Because of COVID.
One of them's putting on a suit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess it's her because he would not fit into that costume. Now, Sarah does have some key values of things that she cares about, and she did manage to get one thought out of something that is of value to her.
Andy, that God's greatest gift is the gift of life, and his most precious creation needs to be protected, not snuffed out.
No, she's talking there about abortion because she's pro-life. So she's, I don't agree with her politically, but I understand, abortion's a very difficult subject. And, she believes that the sanctity of life, triumphs other things. And, that's a key value of what she's saying she supports, and the candidates who are running in the Georgia election, she claims they support as well. And so she's laid that out there. And fair enough, whatever. So she's got that. So, and what do you think follows immediately after the importance of protecting the life of an unborn child?
Especially those representing Georgia who understand the sanctity of life, who understand the need to protect our Second Amendment.
That's right, Steve. That's right. You need to protect the sanctity of life, and then you must immediately protect the Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms, because we want these kids to be born, but we don't know what kind of twats they're going to be. So we might need the guns to shoot them.
Good. Makes sense. Yeah.
That's the American way, Steve.
It makes so much sense.
Live and let die.
Because if you don't have more people, who are you going to be shooting at?
Who are you going to shoot?
Yeah. Cans off a fence, that gets dull.
Yeah. So, but, the problem is if you let all these people, probably going to be poor people, they start having all these babies. Too many babies need the guns to be able to have a cull once they're adults.
You're such a civilized nation. I like it.
That's why it's best. Woo!
Done. It's a party time here on episode 33 or whatever it is.
Yep. Yep. Electoral College, Steve.
He's got the beer on the go as well.
What do people say? Anything in the comments? Don't forget, and also the subscribe. If you're enjoying, you can subscribe to the show. Don't forget to tell people about the show as well. You can be sharing it. There's another problem to solve after this, and of course,
no, that's the last one. By the way,
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got. So you're right.
I did the acting and the rock star. I'm 2 for 2. I've done all the acting I can do.
I've lost track of time. It's been so much fun. But luckily, we're back on Thursday. Should we catch up on some final comments?
Yeah. Mark says, all right, I'll do some while you're looking.
You start.
Mark says, firearms for fetuses. There you go. We've got a slogan. We could make this flipping work.
Yep. There are bumper stickers like that, actually, in America. So it's not even a joke.
This is terrifying. Chris,
Mark says,
go on.
oh, who's someone as they can't sufficiently absorb vitamin D, or back to the vitamin D thing. It's down to their lower melon. Oh, I can't. This is words you need to read, Steve.
Let's have a little look.
Melanin.
Melanin, the thing that gives you your skin color.
I wouldn't know about that.
Look at him. Although, to be fair,
no, it's because I don't know. I don't see skin color.
The only reason I look like I'm more tan than you is because I've got a cheaper webcam. That's the only reason.
I haven't figured out my filters yet.
Can't show. In fact, actually, no, my face is darker. I don't know.
Look how white that. Look at that blinding light. Anyway,
we actually set the camera's white balance to his wrists.
It's going well for the Republicans in Georgia, then, says Victoria. Early voting started today, and it was more people voted early today than the presidential election. So it is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. Everyone keeps quoting those kind of things like it is some way like speaks to the importance of the election or something. I mean, there's a lot of early voting because no one's got anything to do. There's a flipping pandemic on. I'm so bored. I'll vote. That's one of the main drivers.
Yeah. I know. So hopefully we make, and by voting, people will make politics boring again, and then people will stop voting, and then we'll get another fascisty dictatory guy.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, really, if ever your party stands more chance of winning when people don't vote, you've got to. It's that Michelin Webb sketch where you've got to think: are we the baddies?
They don't think that. They think that they're going to be the ones who save the babies, but then have the guns for the babies.
Yeah. God. Lynn says, how is that woman not mummified by now? Although there was an interesting, it was Mark who says she's from Alaska, which is cold. She's in Georgia, which isn't. You could hear her melting internally. Nice.
Yes. Well, she did start the speech by saying that she goes, it feels like summer down here because it's winter in Georgia, but obviously Alaska's colder. But she lives in Arizona, so she has a house there. Anyway, let's see. Baby born dolls now come out with their own AK-47, says Britt.
Terrifying. So, thank you very much for all the messages and whatnot. I would say this is the thing where we need to do the begging part of the show, because we keep having the new goals on Ko-fi. You can go on there and chuck some money in the pots.
Oh, yeah.
We're saving up to... What we need is, like... We need your dog, your dog to get some sort of medical condition. Because if we could have both that animal and health linked in the same thing, we could crowdfund the crap out of this. But as it stands at the moment, what's our latest goal?
We are 35% of the way through our goal to get some new stretch trousers.
Yes, we need those.
To be fair, we should modify that. We wrote that when we were in Tier 2 in London, and I did one live gig on Saturday. But there is Tier 2. And even though we still both live in Tier 3, we are allowed to travel outside of Tier 3 for work.
Yeah. It's too late for the stretch trousers for me because I've got a gig tomorrow night. And I know it's really weird. It's like 2 years ago. I'm back on the radio every day and I'm starting to travel for gigs again. I've been loving it. But I'm just going to... So I apologise if you're in Leighton Buzzard tomorrow night. I will be performing at Castle Comedy and I'll be looking obese.
I thought you were going to say without trousers, since you didn't have time to get any stretchy ones.
Yeah, maybe. There'll certainly be... I'll have the shirt untucked so that I don't necessarily have to do all the buttons up on the front of the trousers.
So that's a Tier 2 zone, huh?
Hope so. Otherwise, it's going to be a quiet gig.
But yes, if you can help us reach that goal, and there'll be other ones that are coming up there, we would very much appreciate that. But at the same time, we appreciate people watching as well. So if you can just follow us on the Twitter, we put out lots of little clips there. If you can retweet them and share them, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can watch our videos on there. You can watch back all of the previous shows. You can see the setup to the Kay Burley thing, which has gotten Steve blocked. After you told me that, I was like, am I blocked by her? Because as I've mentioned, I think every time her name has now come up, that I've been on the news with her a couple times for election-y things. So I'd be kind of like annoyed if she blocked me now, because I've got one of the clips that's the commercial that promotes the show is me being on with Kay Burley.
And now she's blocked us. I mean,
now she's blocked you.
The thing is,
let me just check.
The first time the Independent tweeted the article, it didn't have my Twitter handle on it, but the second time they did tweet it out with my Twitter. So it was that easy that if she had an alert for her name, she would have seen a tweet. But who in their right mind could cope with having an alert for their name on social media? Because you just...
In the middle of a scandal.
Yeah, no, you'd go crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe somehow she found out that I wrote... And hey, look, I know I'm overplugging my own work, but go and have a little Google on The Independent to read it. There are only... If you search for Independent Steve N. Allen, you get the 3 articles. I've only ever written 3 for them. Have a little read of it. I don't think I was being that mean to Kay Burley. And also, she broke the rules, not me, but...
Maybe at her when you read it. Although then you'll get blocked as well. So, yeah. You can chuck us a drink if you'd like to on there. That's very much appreciated. Follow us on the socials and please share to people that you like the show. We're gonna have some Christmas specials coming up to carry us through the new year and that kind of thing. So yeah, keep watching, and then we are back on the Thursday. Yeah, a couple of final comments coming in. Britt says you need a goal to get spangly Christmas neckwear. Good idea. Okay. I do got to get out my Christmas tie. It's been worn once before, I think on my birthday, but that was a terrible technical episode, so hopefully it doesn't cause static interference again. Okay. I don't actually have a Christmas tie. I do have Christmas underwear, but I'm not showing that on here. What a weird question to message in. Strange. You've worn your underpants on your face for this show, and you're not going to make the effort. I could wear them on my face. That's right. Yeah. It's Christmas, Steve. Christmas is so important. Most people in this country are going to attempt to kill their grandparents. It's special. Yeah, I mean, normally George Michael's song Last Christmas is about last year, but for many, it is just going to be their last Christmas. That is a spoof we need to do. Yep, I've just thought of a joke. Quick, put some money in for another joke. Honestly. Do you reckon we're getting too old and tired about doing these things? Now we're getting one joke idea. Crap, we've got half an idea. We better make it into a song. I did 2 jokes earlier in the show. Give money. Eric did 2 jokes today. Right. We've gone way over our time. Thank you very much for watching. Come back again on Thursday or anytime. The shows are all there. Yep. And till then, till Thursday, till 9 o'clock, spread the word. Have a nice time and all things like that. Positive, glib phrases that people say at the end of things. And we'll see you then. Bye. Woo! Woo!